We got about an inch of rain out here yesterday, which is kind of strange for this area, for this time of year. But because it was raining so much, I moved the bottle calves out of here and into the bullpen so that they would be out of it. The weather looks like it's going to be nice from here on out, so I think I can put them back in here until I can fix the holes in the corral and put them out there where they belong. You know, they both seem pretty hungry this morning. I'm not sure I even need the bottle to make them follow me. I think they're going to follow me until I feed them. Come on, let's go, you guys. Okay, watch out. Good boys. Alright, you two. After I get my chores done here, we got to run up to the steer pasture and check on all the yearlings. And I have got a ton of sprinklers up there that need to be fixed. So I'm hoping that I can get that job done today. It kind of depends on how many there are, but that is the goal. It'll probably take me the rest of the day, but I don't think it'll take the rest of this video. Then when we get done with that, we'll kind of see where the day goes. That's what's going on today on Farmertylerranch. We made it over to the steer pasture and it looks like they got plenty of rain out here as well. Everything is wet, but the grass looks awesome. So I think I'll get the side-by-side unloaded and then get it loaded up with all the supplies that I'm gonna need to do this job. I couldn't venture a guess how many sprinklers need to be fixed, but it is several, certainly in the double digits, probably not triple digits, but maybe. And I think before we get started with that, we'll run over, find the yearlings, see how everybody's doing, and see what their grass looks like. They might be ready for a move by now. They may not, but we'll go figure it out. Well, hey kiddos. How was your first week? Is this everybody? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yep, that's everybody. What do you think? I think they already look bigger. Fatter anyway. And you know, they don't really need to move pastures right now. They've still got feed out here, but boy, the way they've all run up here to the gate, I think I might just change them anyway, because I know that's a problem I've had in the past on the first pasture move. It's very difficult because they don't know where gates are. Well, they're gonna know where this one is because I'm gonna open it right in front of them. Well, for the first pasture move, that was pretty easy, but I do know that a bunch of these gates over here are open, so I better go close them. Well, that didn't take long. Second sprinkler I came to is broken. I think this is going to be a long day. Well, that's one down, and who knows how many more to go. Well, I'm almost to the end of the second row, and we've had to repair like 4, I think, already. And this one that I just found, it looks like it's going to be a bit of a more in-depth repair. I don't even see the riser here. The sprinkler broke off and is right there, which is good. We don't have to go searching for it, but I think I'm gonna have to dig to find anything to glue into. Oh, something right there. There it is. Wow, that was lucky. First try. What happens when these pipes break, sometimes you'll have like remnants of the glue that was on there that makes the pipe essentially a larger diameter than what it should be. And because of that, your fittings won't fit on it properly. But what I found is like channel locks or even some pliers, if they were large enough, you just kind of rub it around there and it scrapes all that off really well. So like, I think the coupler will fit on there now. Oftentimes, these sort of MacGyver repairs are really dependent on what you have on hand and creative ways that you can think to use those things. Oh boy, this does not look good at all. This giant hole indicates that it broke way down underground, and judging by the way this pipe looks, I'd say it broke down at the T, which means I've got a lot of digging to do. Fortunately, the digging is pretty easy here, but it's still digging. Okay, so what happened here, the riser pipe broke underground at the main line, but then it just kind of like slipped out. You can see it's mostly intact here. There is a little piece that's broken off right there, but that piece just so happens to still be in the main line underground. So it is loose enough that I can just slide this in where it once, I could slide it in, hold on. Kind of like that, yeah, there it goes. So I think if I just put enough glue on it, I'm gonna try to put it back together like this and we'll see if it works. Because if it doesn't, then that means we need to dig up the main line and do a much more major repair. So hopefully we can get by doing it this way. We're gonna try this first. No pressure, I just have to get it on the first try. I'm sure it'll be easy. Just go ahead and really glob the glue onto this one. Quick. All right. It definitely seated down in where it was before, so we'll let it dry for a few minutes and then I'll bury it again, I guess, and cross our fingers. Well, at long last, I'm done with this first pasture and now ready to move into the second one where we just moved the cows into this morning. But I started thinking about it and knowing how they are, they're very curious. They like to get into whatever you're doing. So I think I'm just gonna put them into this first pasture that I just finished. Yeah, I can tell you're really hungry. So basically on this go around, they're just skipping the rotation in the second pasture and you know, they can just start grazing in here. Actually, this is better for a couple reasons. First one being it will keep them out of my way while I'm working on these sprinklers. But secondly, the water setup in here needs some work, and I probably don't have time to do that today because the sprinklers are gonna kind of keep me occupied. So we'll let them run in here. Well, I didn't film too much of the second part of the day because, let's be honest, how many times can I show you guys fixing sprinklers? It really, you know, it gets boring for me to do, so I'm sure it would get boring for you guys to watch. However, I've ran out of pipe fittings, so the good news is I'm done for today. The bad news is I've got to come back and finish this up. Out of the 3 pastures out here, I got through about 2.5, or maybe even a little bit more than that. So I got really close, but just not quite. It's the next day now. I'm just pulling into the ranch to feed the bottle calves, and looks like we've got a escapee here. Make that 2 escapees. There's another one over here by the tractor. Make that 3 escapees. Holy smokes, what did you guys do? That'll work too. One more. Well, that last one found an alternate route to get back in there, which is always kind of interesting to me, how it's almost like they get out by accident. They're not even trying to do it, but when they actually want to get back in, just something doesn't click. For a calf that's being raised on a cow, I don't really worry about when they get out because they're not going to get too far from mother, and mother's not going to get out, so they should stay pretty close. But like when the bottle calves got out, the reason why that worried me is because they don't have a mother that they're trying to stay with, so there's really no reason why they wouldn't just wander off and get who knows how far away, because you guys would be off looking for me probably. Would you quit playing with it and just drink? Although I did not finish fixing sprinklers yesterday, I'm not going back to work on that again today because I've got some other things that I've got scheduled to do. I've got to go up and make a meat delivery, and while I'm up there, I'm going to be in the part of the state where I buy my oil pipe. So even though I'm not really raring to go on any corral projects right at the moment, I figured while I'm up in that country, probably be a good idea to just go ahead and buy the pipe so that this trip is now dual purpose. Get you guys out of these brooders. You're not supposed to be up there, man. Let's go get the meat loaded up and hit the road. This is gonna be a day where I cover a lot of miles. Some time has passed since the last clip. I just delivered the meat, which means I can finally turn my air conditioner down a little bit and thaw out. And now the next stop is we gotta run down and get the oil pipe. We're getting close to Richfield Feed in Corning, and when we get there, this oil pipe comes in sticks that are about 30 to 31 feet long. It's a little irregular, but it's 30 feet or more. So because my trailer is only 18 feet, what I have to do is pull out my portaband and cut the pipe down so that it fits on the trailer and it's not hanging off too much. If you've been with the channel for a while, you've seen me do this before. If not, then I'm explaining it to you now, because when I get there, I'm probably not going to be walking around talking to my camera like some sort of weirdo, or at least that's how I would be perceived by the people that are there. This is good because it allows me to haul this long pipe on my trailer, but the only kind of bad thing about it is it takes me like an hour to get out of this place, because cutting all the oil pipe, and I can't just cut it randomly, I have to cut it strategically so that when I go to use it, it's at the proper length that I want. So this is gonna take me a little while, but this is the way I gotta do it. Well, we're back on the road again after getting the pipe loaded up. Usually I don't mind setting up a camera on a tripod while I'm doing that, because I'm the only one that's back there. But today, for whatever reason, it was a pretty busy place. There was a bunch of people coming and going, and I just didn't feel like I should film because they would have definitely been in the shot. I ended up getting 4 30-foot sticks of 2 7/8 outer diameter pipe, and 12 30-foot sticks of 2 3/8 outer diameter pipe. Typically, I use the 2 7 for posts and the 2 3 for the horizontals, and that just seems to make a pretty stout fence. So whenever I'm ready to start working on one, which knowing me won't be until it gets really, really hot, but I'll have the supplies to do it. Next stop, home.
Oh, hello, littles. Hello again. Yeah, we're friends.
Well, I made it back home finally, and before I wrap this one up, I wanted to show you guys what the plan is for all this pipe I got, or at least for some of it. I don't think this job is going to take all of it, but maybe about half. So you guys might remember this last summer when I put in this fence line here, and I put this gate here. Well, this gate, the reason for it was sort of looking forward to what I knew would be coming next. So the plan is to come off of this post here and go straight back this way towards the barn and have another post about here where I'm standing with a sorting gate, so that when cattle come out of the squeeze chute and come out this way, I can choose to either set them off into the corral or send them back this way to put them into the trailer. This would be really useful like when we're going to the winter pasture and I'm vaccinating everybody, but only select cows can go into the trailer. This would really help me be able to do that a lot easier. This would have also been helpful this year when I was running the yearlings through the chute prior to going up to the steer pasture. If I had this set up in this way, then as soon as they exited the chute, they could just kind of go into like pre-staging to get ready to go into the trailer. Then I wouldn't have to go back and sort off specific trailer loads. I could just have everybody waiting and ready to go right here. So this short little fence line here is the first thing that I would like to do. I'm not exactly sure how much steel it's going to end up using, but once we get it finished and we see what's left, then I'll kind of make a decision as to what's going to come after that. I think that's going to do it for this one. Thanks for hanging out with me today, guys, and I hope I'll see you again
on Farmertylerranch.